What do you know? It's the Cincinnati Bengals 2025 offseason. Of course, we're going to be talking about more contract rumors slash updates, and that's what today is all about. Updates before I jump into it. 17% of you watching right now are subscribed. Only 17%. So please do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button before I jump into this video. I just want to thank you guys so much for all the love you've shown this channel. We are officially now 40 subscribers away until we hit 1,000. I know we can do it in this last week of February. Before March hits my birthday month, I know we can hit 1,000. I can't thank you guys enough for all the love you showed this channel. Yeah, truly. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. But let's go right into the video because I know you guys don't like waiting on me. Trey Hendrickson shares update on contract talks with Bengals. We've had multiple good conversations. So this report is coming from the Cincinnati Sports Illustrated. Let's jump right into it. I'll be reading the report and then talking about it a little bit. We've had multiple good conversations, Trey Hendrickson said. He was on a podcast, by the way, when he said this. It's just actions speak louder than words. That's how I play my game as well, even though I am a trash talker. Yes, we all know it. Hendrickson is a very big trash talker. Hendrickson echoed the same pay me or trade me sentiment that he shared earlier this month. We had basically a whole video talking about Trey where he was saying it's basically pay me or trade me now. Like, he doesn't want to wait until free agency. He wants to either pay me now from the Bengals or trade me somewhere else where I can go offer you guys points. And I'll talk about why he said that earlier or later, but moving forward, I would like to remain a Bengal. That is kind of where he said trade me, or said he doesn't want to get traded, but he wouldn't be the worst because he would still be helping Cincinnati win a Super Bowl. Trey said, some things in life, like long-term security, being able to tell my wife where we're going to raise our son and not have to worry about playing a violent sport and shifting of where we're going to go, that would be ideal. Like I've said multiple times, really Trey Hendrickson, all he wants is just a long-term deal, so he knows he has security, especially with him and his wife and their son. He wants to know and be able to tell his wife, like you just said, where they're going to raise their son. I think a lot of times people forget the fact that these guys are human, and a lot of them are in their early 20s or in their 20s period, which is I'm in that right now myself, where it's a time period where there's so many things going on in life, getting married, having kids, and this football to them, yes, it's a game, but it's also their career. They don't, just like you in your career, don't want to be hopping from state to state, especially when you're raising a son with a wife, and you don't want that just his whole life, the son's growing up, to be constantly moving. That's all Trey Hendrickson wants. He just wants somewhere where he's going to be there for the foreseeable future, where him and his wife can settle down and raise their son in one area, not having to shift all around, which is completely understandable, and I think Cincinnati should give him what he wants. Tucker mentioned how tough it is to negotiate with the Bengals, but Hendrickson cut him off and defended the franchise. He has made it clear how much he loves this coaching staff, the front office, and he certainly wants to be in Cincinnati. So Trey Hendrickson wants to be in Cincinnati. I think that is very clear. Throughout the media he's done this offseason, I think it is very, very clear that he wants to stay in Cincinnati. Him and his wife want to raise their son in Cincinnati. I think that is clear as well. Hendrickson, all he wants is to be secure with a contract for the foreseeable future. For, like he just said, he can sit his wife down and say, hey, we're staying in Cincinnati for the long term. We can settle down roots and build our family in Cincinnati. So I think that's the main thing we got to think about. There's so many things that go into contracts. Is like what's best for their family, what's best for them. Like Trey Hendrickson, his wife, and his kid. Some other players don't have that to worry about. So they are a little bit more lenient on where they move and stuff. But with Trey Hendrickson having an actual family, there's so many things that go into the contract. If Cincinnati is lowballing him or not giving him the biggest or the amount of years he wants, there's a lot of things that could go into it. But with this, we've had multiple good conversations where Trey Hendrickson had at the very beginning. If you watch that podcast from Tucker, it is literally at the very beginning of the interview. He starts the interview with Tucker. So it starts the interview with basically, as soon as they start the video, how is the contract going? Like right off the bat. No introductions, no nothing. Trey Hendrickson was like, whoa, we've had multiple good conversations. So that's a good sign. I think that's obviously the sign that we want to see earlier today. A report came out that NFL insiders believe that a lot of signings are going to be taking place before free agency hits. And it wasn't exclusively about the Bengals, but they were mentioned briefly in it. But the main report was saying through what it sounds like throughout the NFL world, that a lot of free agents or signings are going to be extended before free agency actually hits. But let's keep going on the report. This is still Trey Hendrickson talking on the podcast. They've taken such great care of me, though, Trey Hendrickson said. It was also like that in free agency. They had to take a chance and believe in me. I don't want that to go unappreciated because we have this little uncomfortable business negotiations. They've taken care of me off the field as well with my wife. They've been so supportive. They've taken care of me. Hendrickson has 35 sacks combined over the past 2 seasons. Signing a 2-year extension would make sense, especially if the Bengals would get him a significant bonus that would bolster his salary for the 2025 season. I think that's exactly what Hendrickson is looking for. Just a little bit extension long term and some comfortable signing bonuses / guaranteed money that him and his wife can use to raise their son in Cincinnati. Obviously, that is the main goal for Trey Hendrickson. But the same sentiment, like I've said, I think I've said multiple times that Cincinnati is in win now mode, even though Cincinnati the past 2 seasons has kind of flown under the radar, right? We rode the high of going to Super Bowl and then lost in the AFC champ, and we thought that was going to be the normal thing for Cincinnati every single year, right? After that AFC championship game, if losing to KC, if you would have told me for the next 2 years, Joe Burrow, for one of those seasons being completely healthy, would have not made the Super Bowl, but not make the playoffs at all. If you would have told me that right after the Super Bowl, then right after the AFC Championship loss, that we wouldn't make the playoffs, not Super Bowl, we wouldn't make the playoffs for the next 2 years, I'd be like, you're lying to me. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But now it's reality. But still, even with Joe Burrow, best quarterback in franchise history, Cincinnati's in win now mode. Jamar Chase, arguably the best wide receiver in franchise history, and Trey Hendrickson, one of the better defensive edges in franchise history. Cincinnati is a win now. But where I'm going with this is Cincinnati, especially the front office, they have to realize we need to get players and keep our players that can help us win a Super Bowl. Who is one of the key factors and is the key factor on defense that is going to help us win a Super Bowl? His name is Trey Hendrickson. They need to do whatever possible to make sure he is in the stripes for the rest of his career. I don't want to see him ever leave Cincinnati. There's no more for Cincinnati playing the low ball. Let's put the cheapest product out there, like Mike Brown and the Brown family has done for the longest time in this franchise. It is time to win now. It is time to be aggressive. Sign players and keep your players that are going to help you win Super Bowls. Don't just go get mediocre players. Don't get middle of the barrel players. Go get the top end players. Sign the top end players that you already have on your team. Go get top-end players like Nick Bolton, linebacker from KC, the Chiefs. He was mentioned. Bengals are one of the favorites to land him in free agency. Same with Trey Smith, their freaking guard. Take all of the KC players. They go to Super Bowl every single year, right? Cincinnati should be in win now mode. This should be the most aggressive front office in the NFL. If that's going to happen, I don't know. But if I was the GM and I was in that front office, I would be doing whatever possible to make sure we have players on the team that can help us win the Super Bowl. Who is the key factor on that? On defense, Trey Hendrickson. Do whatever it takes to make Trey Hendrickson stay in Cincinnati. He wants to stay in Cincinnati. Cincinnati wants him in Cincinnati. Get it done. That all that matters for the defense is making sure you sign Trey Hendrickson. But anyways, this is a little bit of a kind of a fun stat that I want to talk about. Look, this is coming from Twitter, NFL on CBS. I'm done talking about Trey Hendrickson. Nothing to see here. Just the 2 quarterbacks with the highest ever completion percentage, in NFL history, regular season plus postseason. Number 1, Jake Browning, 70.4%. Joe Burrow, number 2, 68.5%. Minimum 200 attempts. Cincinnati's got a lethal dual action in that QB room. Got the best quarterback in NFL, Joe Burrow, and then the best backup in NFL, Jake Browning. Honestly, this is kind of a weird conversation to have because I don't want Joe Burrow to be hurt. But obviously, I'm not hoping Joe Burrow gets hurt. I hope I don't see Jake Browning go play next season. But when there was games where Joe Burrow went down, what was that game? The Ravens game, right? Baltimore Ravens, the second game in Baltimore when Joe Burrow got smacked into the ground. I think that's the correct game. I was confident in Jake Browning. This is a little bit of a weird conversation, but it's nice to know that your backup is able to win games. Jake Browning is actually he is the best backup quarterback in the NFL. This is a little bit of a Jake Browning appreciation talk. Thank you, Jake Browning. If Joe Burrow ever goes down for whatever reason, praying to God that never happens again for the rest of his career, but for whatever reason, if it does, I am confident in Jake Browning. We've gone from Trey Hendrickson to Jake Browning, but I think Jake Browning is a guy that could help you win the Super Bowl, right? And injuries are a part of football. If Joe Burrow, for whatever reason, goes down, I'm comfortable with Jake Browning running this offense. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that was a little bit of a word conversation. I just thought it was really, really crazy. Let's look at it again. The two quarterbacks with the highest completion percentage ever in NFL history, Cincinnati's quarterbacks, Joe Burrow and Jake Browning, are 1 and 2. That's absolutely insane. I feel comfortable with both of our QBs. Obviously, Joe Burrow, best QB in the NFL. Jake Browning, best backup quarterback in the NFL. He could probably start for many franchises outside of Cincinnati, but we have him in our backfield, in our bench, because he's the best backup quarterback, excuse me. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. This video was a little bit of a chaotic video, but I love making videos. I love making chaotic videos. But anyways, also shout out to the Reds. Cincinnati Reds baseball is back. Spring training starting off well with Elly De La Cruz. We are spoiled in Cincinnati. Not really, but our players that we get to watch. We get to watch Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Trey Hendrickson, Logan Wilson during playoff season. But now baseball season starting, we get to watch Elly De La Cruz, Matt McClain, Spencer Steer. This isn't a Reds channel, but we are spoiled in Cincinnati with a lot of talent, especially even if you're a soccer fan, there's been a lot of talent at FC. Especially our new guy, Kevin Kendry, pretty sure is his name. Absolutely beast. Won the opening game of 2025 season. Now I'm talking about FC Cincinnati. This is crazy. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Once again, don't forget to subscribe. 82% of you watching right now are not subscribed, so please do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Only 40 subscribers away from 4,000. I know we can hit that before the end of the month, which March starts this Saturday, so I know we can hit it before Saturday. But thank you guys so much for all the love you show on the channel. Don't forget to like this video. Obviously, don't forget to subscribe to the Bengals Digest channel. If you love the Bengals as much as me, don't forget to share this with other Bengals friends, because Cincinnati Bengals football is better together. But thank you so much for watching this video. I'm Carson Lokey for the Bengals Digest channel. Good night, and God bless.